In today's visual-centric world, we are constantly bombarded with images that shape our perceptions, beliefs, and self-worth. From the paintings adorning ancient cathedrals to the endless stream of social media posts, imagery has always played a crucial role in how we see ourselves and the world around us. This blog post delves into the complex relationship between images, self-esteem, historical narratives, and societal control, exploring how visual representation impacts our individual and collective identities. The mirror effect, media images and self-esteem. Mirror, mirror on the wall. The fairy tale phrase takes on new meaning in our media-saturated age. The images we consume daily act as mirrors, reflecting ideals of beauty, success, and worth back at us. But these reflections are often distorted, presenting an unattainable standard that can profoundly impact our self-esteem. Research has consistently shown a direct correlation between media consumption and body dissatisfaction. The perpetual exposure to idealized bodies in advertisements, films, and social media can lead to negative self-comparison, especially among young people. A study by the Royal Society for Public Health found that Instagram, a primarily image-based platform, had the most negative impact on young people's mental health and body image. But it's not just about physical appearance. Media representations also shape our understanding of success, relationships, and lifestyle. The carefully curated lives we see on social media can create feelings of inadequacy and FOMO, fear of missing out, contributing to rising rates of anxiety and depression. However, the tide is slowly turning. Movements promoting body positivity and diverse representation are gaining traction, challenging traditional beauty standards and offering more inclusive mirrors for society to view itself. Rewriting history, the power of altered imagery. The manipulation of imagery for ideological purposes is not a new phenomenon. Throughout history, those in power have used visual representations to shape narratives and control public perception. One of the most striking examples is the historical depiction of Jesus Christ. Despite historical and geographical evidence suggesting otherwise, the image of a white, European Jesus has dominated Western art for centuries. This portrayal, commissioned by powerful figures like Pope Julius II, who tasked Michelangelo with painting the Sistine Chapel, has had far-reaching effects on religion, culture, and racial dynamics. This alteration of historical imagery extends beyond religious figures. Propaganda posters during wartime, airbrushed photographs in totalitarian regimes, and selective preservation of artifacts all contribute to a curated version of history. By controlling these visual narratives, authorities can shape collective memory and influence present-day beliefs and behaviors. The puppet masters, controlling narratives and beliefs. As the saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Those who control the images we see wield immense power over public opinion and societal norms. This control extends from historical representations to contemporary media narratives. In the age of information, the control of visual narratives has become more sophisticated. News organizations choose specific images to accompany stories, influencing readers' emotional responses and interpretations. Social media algorithms determine which images appear in our feeds, creating echo chambers that reinforce existing beliefs. This control of imagery goes hand in hand with the control of information. As noted in the context provided, whoever controls the mind will also control the body. By shaping the visual landscape, power structures can influence not just what we think, but how we act and interact with the world. Media literacy has become an essential skill in navigating this visual minefield. Understanding the motivations behind the images we consume and the techniques used to manipulate them is crucial for maintaining independent thought and resisting undue influence. Skin deep, race and visual representation. The intersection of race and visual media is a critical area where the power of imagery becomes evident. From early colonial paintings to modern-day advertising, visual representations have often perpetuated harmful racial stereotypes and biases. Historically, art and media have frequently depicted people of color in demeaning or one-dimensional ways, reinforcing racist ideologies. The whitewashing of historical figures, the use of blackface in entertainment, and the underrepresentation of diverse ethnicities in mainstream media all contribute to a skewed perception of race in society. These visual biases have real-world consequences. Studies have shown that media representation affects how different racial groups are perceived and treated in various settings, from education to the justice system. The lack of positive, diverse representation can lead to internalized racism, reduced self-esteem among marginalized groups, and the perpetuation of harmful stereotypes in society at large. Fortunately, recent years have seen a push for more inclusive and authentic representation in media. From blockbuster films featuring diverse casts to advertising campaigns celebrating a wide range of body types and ethnicities, there's a growing recognition of the importance of reflecting the true diversity of our world in the images we create and consume. From Tarzan to TikTok, the evolution of idealized images. The journey of idealized images in popular culture offers a fascinating glimpse into changing societal values and norms. From the hyper-masculine figures of Tarzan and Rambo to the airbrushed perfection of magazine covers, and now to the filtered realities of Instagram influencers, our ideals have continuously evolved. In the early 20th century, characters like Tarzan and Superman represented pinnacles of masculinity, strength, and heroism. These images set unrealistic standards for men, while often relegating women to secondary, less empowered roles. As society progressed, so did these representations, albeit slowly. The advent of television and then the internet accelerated the pace of change in idealized images. The 1990s and 2000s saw the rise of the heroin chic look in fashion, followed by the thin but toned ideal. Each shift brought new pressures and standards for individuals to measure themselves against. Today, social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram have democratized the creation and distribution of images, leading to both positive and negative outcomes. On one hand, there's more space for diverse representations and body-positive movements. On the other, the pressure to present a perfect, filter-enhanced version of oneself has intensified. The rapid evolution of these idealized images reflects broader societal changes in gender roles, beauty standards, and cultural values. It also highlights the ongoing tension between authentic representation and aspirational imagery. The path forward. As we navigate this complex visual landscape, it's crucial to remain aware of the power of imagery in shaping our perceptions, beliefs, and self-image. By understanding the historical context of visual manipulation and recognizing the impact of media representation on our psyche, we can begin to critically engage with the images we consume. The path forward involves promoting media literacy, supporting diverse and authentic representations, and being mindful of the images we create and share. It's about recognizing that every image we encounter is not just a reflection of reality, but a constructed narrative with the power to influence our thoughts and actions. As individuals, we can start by diversifying our media consumption, supporting creators who offer authentic and inclusive representation, and being critical consumers of visual information. On a broader scale, continued advocacy for responsible media practices and diverse representation in all forms of visual media is essential. Ultimately, the goal is to create a visual culture that empowers rather than diminishes, that celebrates diversity rather than enforcing narrow ideals, and that informs rather than manipulates. By doing so, we can harness the power of imagery to foster a more inclusive, understanding, and empowered society. In a world where images speak louder than words, let's ensure they're saying something worth hearing.